my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to be doing a vegan lasagna recipe for you guys. And the kicker with this one, because technically I do have one already on my website that I've done many years ago, and it's more of a healthy take. And as great as that is, and I think that's good that we have those too, I want to create one that's as close to your traditional lasagna that there is. And I thought it would be fun to get in the kitchen together and show you how this kind of comes together. And I have some new ingredients even to me that I have never tried, and I thought we could kind of taste test them as we go, see how they work. If I would recommend them for you guys, we'll just kind of go from there. But I have high hopes. It's all smelling very good already. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please do give it a thumbs up if you do. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a lot, and I hope you guys enjoy. So as you can see right here, I have the sauce already made up. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it. It was extremely simple, and this is where though you can again amend it to your taste. I think a lot of people might even take the opportunity to add like extra veggies to it, maybe mushrooms. I'm sure that's pretty common, but if you know me, you know I don't do mushrooms. So I didn't, but you could. But what I did here was I just took a little bit of olive oil, one small onion chopped up, and sauteed that up till the onion was nice and softened, and then I added my meat crumble that I was using. I decided to go with the Boca meat crumbles. I have used them before, and I've really enjoyed them. But with that said, there are so many on the market now. I can give you my feedback here that I personally really enjoy the Trader Joe's meatless crumbles, or I think they actually call them the beefless crumbles, and I think those are fantastic. I think Gardein has some great ones as well. Honestly, on that one alone, I don't really have one that stands out to me that I wouldn't recommend. Pretty much all of the meatless crumbles out there are very good. I let that brown up a little bit just so it would have that kind of consistency of browned up meat, and instead of it getting kind of mushy, take the time to actually brown it up. And after that was done, I kind of took the opportunity to like, okay, how can we make this maybe a little bit better for us, but still go with the theme? I decided to add a little bit of nutritional yeast. This is totally optional though, and I really enjoy it, but it's also, if you are not familiar with it, is a great source of B12 for vegans especially, but also kind of does have a cheesy flavor. So if you're making a lasagna, we all know it's super cheesy. I just thought that would actually go really well with it. Then from there, I put a little bit of extra tomato sauce, although I did kind of take the alternative route of already buying a store-bought sauce for this, because they're so good out there on the market now. You can totally make them from scratch, and that's great too, but honestly, there's some good ones, so why not, you know? But to make that go a little further, I did go ahead and add an extra can of tomato sauce as well. So I let that cook up a little bit too, with the tomato sauce and nutritional yeast together. I personally love nutritional yeast raw now. I could sprinkle it on top of something. I love it. It's great. But if you are newer to it, I would actually recommend doing it in something like this and cooking it through just to kind of remove that raw flavor from it. And I bet you won't even really taste it in here, to be honest. So that's just some little feedback for you. But once I did that and cooked that through just for a few minutes, then I went ahead and added my pasta sauce, and I went ahead and used the Muir Glen organic roasted garlic pasta sauce. Again, you can definitely go from complete scratch, use tomato sauce and add all your spices that you would to a pasta sauce, and you're good to go, and it's probably even better. That's the truth. But again, there are so many great sauces on the market. Muir Glen is one of my favorites, as it is very like clean, a lot of clean ingredients in it and things you can read, which is awesome. So I went ahead and did that, but to give it even more of that traditional lasagna flavor, I did go ahead and add a little bit of extra oregano to it. Again, you do not have to, but I would recommend it because oregano and lasagna definitely go together. But you will notice I really did not add a lot of extra like garlic salt or garlic powder and onion powder and those kinds of things. Again, if I was doing it from scratch, I would, but because I'm already getting all that flavor from the sauce in the roasted garlic one, I just didn't this time. I didn't think it needed it. And so from there, I let that kind of cook away. And then what I personally think, whether again you're making it from scratch or not, if you are cooking something that is a tomato base, right? I have a lot of soups, in fact, that are like a tomato sauce base, and it's so good, it is. But I really feel like, again, if that is your base, add a little bit of tomato paste to it. It just brings out so much more flavor in the sauce. Plus it will thicken it up a little bit too, which is nice for a lasagna as well. So I put about 2 tablespoons of tomato paste in there as well. And that was it, my friends. Let it just cook away for a little bit and you've got your sauce. Very, very simple. That's what I did. And then from there, of course, I cooked up my pasta noodles. They're over there sitting in the sink so they don't burn me. And just a little feedback on lasagna noodles. You can't go wrong. I mean, they're delicious. And you have to eat the last one just on your own because that's the rules. But if you ever have problems with it like sticking together when you drain it, go ahead and put like a little bit of oil in your cooking water as you're doing it. That does help. You could also run some cold water over it once it's done, and that can help too, just from keeping it like from sticking together. But whatever works, you know. Anyway, another thing I want to show you guys, and then we're going to start assembling this and we'll talk about the cheeses because that's very important. Look at this thing. You may have one already or you may have heard of one, but this is kind of known as 2 things, and let me tell you why. I'll link one below for you guys. I've had this for years, so it may not be the identical one, but close enough. This is known as the lasagna trio pan, baking dish, whatever, or the brownie one, in fact. So you may know it either way, but it's really cool. So what is it with brownies, right? Brownies, typically, you have the people that like the inside of the brownie or you like the edges of the brownie. I'm an edge girl. And the idea behind this pan is you can put your batter into here and every piece will be an edge piece. So if you're an edge girl, you need this. Isn't that cool? If you've never seen that before, that's really the idea behind it. But here's what's also cool. I like about this idea with lasagna specifically. Let's say, for example, you know, I don't do mushrooms, but what if someone really loves them? Then you could do one side that has, you know, additional veggies in it, or you have someone that doesn't like a certain cheese that you're going to use. You could do one row without that cheese or extra of a certain one, what have you. It's a really cool pan, and it still makes like the same amount as if you were using a traditional like, you know, dish. So I really like this. My mom got me this a long, long time ago, but again, I'll link one below for you guys. Okay. I am going to put a little cooking spray onto this, and then I'm going to bring my noodles over, and we're going to start assembling it as you do with lasagna, and then we're going to go over some of these cheeses I'm using. And I got a lot, because, I mean, lasagna, right? Right, okay. Now everyone does this differently, and everyone's going to cringe if you're not doing it their way. But the way I always used to do it was you start with a little bit of your sauce first. Some people start with the noodle first. Put a little sauce first. Let's just do it, right? Right. Okay. So we're gonna do that. Just a little bit, you know. The lasagna noodles I used were just the Sprouts brand one. One thing I did notice, now it didn't really matter this time because for me, again, I want to kind of create something that is, you know, as traditional as possible. But one thing I've noticed with all of the different pasta alternatives out there right now, I feel like there's not very many for lasagna noodles. You know what I mean? Although I did see one at Whole Foods just online that was like a red lentil one, but it wasn't at Sprouts. And I've never seen any other ones anywhere, you know? I don't know. But anyway, okay. That's what we're working with. A little bit of sauce there. All right, we got our noodles. You know you eat the noodles too. You know you do. So I had mentioned to you guys, let's just see. Yeah, it literally is like the perfect size. I'm telling you, this pan's bomb. So if you missed my haul earlier this week from Sprouts, I got a lot of these ingredients from there, but I had mentioned to you guys growing up, before going vegan, way back in the day, my mom used to make lasagna, and we were never a big fan of ricotta cheese, typically. It wasn't really our go-to. So my mom would always use cottage cheese. But again, it's kind of sticking with, you know, wanting to be traditional, which is typically a ricotta instead. I found this Kite Hill dairy-free cheese. I got it again at Sprouts. I think Whole Foods has it as well. But this is a first for me, my friends. Like, I've never tried this before. Again, I've never been a huge ricotta person. Hold on now. But I'm open to it. It's not real, right? So we'll see. But if some feedback from some of you that have tried it, really enjoy it. So I'm hopeful here. You know what? It doesn't have a strong smell at all. It really doesn't. It kind of looks like a cream cheese to me, in fact, which is fine. Now, again, I would typically, you know, cottage cheese is kind of crumbly once you put it out there and spread it on. So in my mind, I kind of want to just like go like this, but it does look more creamy than crumbly. So let's go ahead and, you know, using a utensil. But I want to try it first by itself. I do. Let's just see. Again, it doesn't really smell. Oh, that's not bad. You know what? That's not bad, my friends. Not bad at all. I'm trying to like tell you what it, I'm still using my hands, you know. So I'm just doing like little dollops of it. Again, I mean, isn't that how you do it, right? For the first layer on top of the noodle. It does have like a cream cheese meets a Parmesan meets a ricotta. It's not a great way to describe it though, but I mean, that's what I'm getting from it, but I'm happy with it. I think this will be really good. I don't know what it was though, like as a kid, I mean, I love cheeses and all that, and I just never took to ricotta, but it is something that typically lasagna has. If you go out to restaurants and stuff, that's what you would expect. Now, I did mention on the haul too that this cheese right here, this ricotta, you know, dairy-free one, is a little pricey. It is, but Kite Hill tends to be on the pricier side, so I'm not like totally shocked by that. But I will say a lot of the vegan cheeses on the market, like different mozzarellas and cheddars and all those, they've come down in price a lot from when they first came out, and there's a lot of great ones out there. Here's what I got first. And let's do a little bit of this mozzarella. I have very little left, and I have another bag of a different one, but let's do it. We got the plant-based mozzarella from Good Planet. I've got this at Aldi before, and I really, really like it. It does melt down pretty well, because that's always the complaint with vegan cheeses, of course. But I will say kind of take your time with it. If you're gonna, you know, low heat, let it go for longer, and you'll get it there, you will. And that's kind of the nice thing with, you know, lasagna too, is we're gonna cook this covered probably for like 30 minutes or so, and then we'll uncover it and let it go the rest of the way. But I think that'll, you know, hopefully ensure that majority of this, you know, does melt and get that, you know, that texture for us. So I really didn't have much of that left, but I wanted to use it up. And let's go ahead and finish more of the layer with this mozzarella. This is the Dea Mozzarella Style Cutting Board Collection. I really like this, but do not be fooled because it looks very similar to their original. But the original Dea shreds, they're not that good. They're really not. And this one, the Cutting Board Collection, really good. I really like it, so I do recommend it. And they have like a cheddar one, I believe, too, and that one's good as well. Since I have it, and I'm sorry, I will put a picture right here for you guys because I don't have the original packaging because we've already gotten into it, but this is the Miyoko's Mops, and it's kind of a take on of what you would normally use if you were making like a charcuterie board. And I really, really like this a lot. It's so good. It is made from cashews and coconut. And you can kind of taste that cashew, especially coming through, but it's good. Oh, it's so good. And I can tell you, we recently made a pizza using this. That's why I only have like half left. And it browns up really, really good. So I'm gonna put a little bit in the layers, but I definitely wanna save some more of this specific one for on top, just so it gets like browned up on top, you know. But it's really, really yummy. Again, this one actually is a little bit on the pricey side too. Wouldn't you agree that Kite Hill and the Miyoko's brand, those are kind of a little bit more pricey of brands, but they are good, they are. And then I have one more for you guys, because I think a lot of the times when people, you know, make, again, a traditional lasagna, I think, what is it? I haven't done it in so long, but like a real one. But I think it's like an Italian cheese blend typically. And I think you also get then that Parmesan in here too. I think you might get like an Asiago or something, but yeah, whatever. And I have though the Violife Parmesan wedge. That is amazing. Again, I don't have the original packaging. I'll put it here for you guys. But so you know what to look for in stores, because you really, really want this, my friends. If you are missing Parmesan, look no further. It's so good. So good. And since I have it, it's a little wedge. It even looks real. I'm going to grate, because it's literally like a real one, another layer of that. I mean, we ain't playing. It's gonna be good. So let's do that over top as well. But let me know in the comments, of course, your guys' favorite vegan cheeses. We'd love to hear it. This one's gonna trip you out, because even the smell of this one is so strong of Parmesan that you're gonna be like, really? It's kind of crazy. Now we're gonna put another layer of sauce, and we'll do a good layer here. It's gonna be good. This smells really good, you guys. Really, really good. I'm really excited for that ricotta, because I wasn't too sure at first of just like what I would think, just knowing that it's never really been my thing, but it's good. It is yummy. What else could you use? You could do, Follow Your Heart has some great shredded cheeses too. That's a great brand. You know which one doesn't have, I don't believe anyway, a shredded one, but you could kind of like cut up their slices, is the Field Roast, which is like the chow cheese. You might have seen it as, or it stands out to you more, but it's technically by Field Roast. That one does not have a block cheese, and that is a really good one too. But, oh, you know what you can do too? Just saying, since I'm probably gonna have so much extra anyway. Should we do it? Do like 2 layers of noodles. I mean, you know. But didn't you used to just like get that really messed up noodle like this one? And then like your mom would be like making it, and then you come steal the noodle by itself? I do. But yeah, you could do like multiple layers of noodles too. Tradition, Kim, tradition. It's hard for me. That's how I would do it. And we're just gonna do as many layers as possible and just keep on going. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I used to also, on the very top, when you get to the very end, of course you kind of cover it with the rest of whatever cheese you have left and stuff, right? I would always do, and I'm not a big tomato person, I just don't have any right now, otherwise I would do it again. But even being someone that's not a huge, like, just tomatoes, you know, sliced up, because I mean, I love tomato sauce, marinaras and stuff, but yeah, pure tomatoes, you don't see me get them too often. It's not really Nate or I's favorite, like, thing, but sliced tomatoes on top of lasagna, delicious. It's good. Again, I just don't have any on me right now, but try this again. It's good. Oh, one thing I was gonna mention, not to say this is a healthy dish, because let's be real, it's really not, but it's all relative, right? It just depends what you do and what you follow, and at the end of the day, sometimes regardless, I feel like sometimes you just want something decadent, and that's okay too, right? But I was thinking, just to make it even more delicious, because if you have had the chance to try the Impossible meat, I think that would be really, really good as like your kind of ground beef instead of the crumbles already. That would be really good. But again, not to claim that this is, you know, healthy, but that I will say, as much as I love it, that one is a lot higher in fat, kind of like Beyond Meat. And again, not, you know, it is what it is, but I feel like what that could possibly do, although it still could be good, it might be a little greasy in the end, you know, because all that fat would come out. Maybe if you like used it, you know, browned it up and then kind of drained some of that excess, then maybe not so much. But I was thinking about that too for you guys as an option for a meat alternative, including the Beyond Meat crumbles as well. But in my opinion, if you were to do the crumbles by either of those brands, I would do the Impossible over it. That is just incredible. And it's becoming more available, which is awesome, to different, like, you know, stores all over. Trader Joe's has it now. Walmart has it. Vons has it. But you know what's funny is I don't believe, again, the Impossible meat, I don't believe Whole Foods has it, which is kind of surprising, right? Out of all of them. Very, very good though. Very good. When I hauled the ricotta, I had mentioned to you guys, again, since I like cottage cheese typically a little bit more from my past, I don't believe that they've come out with a cottage cheese vegan option yet. But that would be a hard one, right? Like, that's kind of a hard to fake out. I don't know. But who knows? Because some of these out here, I would be like, how are you going to do that? And they do. Another thing too, real quick, if you can't get your hands on this ricotta, a lot of you are giving me some recipe ideas through using tofu, and I think tofu and cashews and stuff, but apparently there's a lot of recipes out there to kind of create your own, and I'm intrigued to do that too, because I will say it's a little pricey, and tofu is definitely more affordable, and probably a little healthier too, but you know, anyway. All right, I'm gonna keep going with these layers and I will meet you at the end here. So what was that? 3 layers, I think. I could probably even go 1 or 2 more with this pan, which is awesome. I'm out of sauce though, but this is good enough. It is. So to finish this up, we are gonna go in with this mozz. Like I said, we're gonna finish it with these Parmesan that I have, and then that Miyoko's mozz, because it does brown up really good. I'm glad we tested it with the pizza just to know, right? That's gonna be good. And again, sliced up tomatoes on top of this, if you have it, my friends, it'd be really, really good. Great. I'm gonna cover this with foil, like I said, for about half the cooking time, about 30 minutes or so, and then let it go uncovered to brown up. And maybe at the very end, if it's still not quite there, turn on your broiler, and that will you know, really brown it up at the end for sure. Because that just looks really, really good on its own. Let's do this. All right, I have my oven set to 375, and then we're gonna cook this up. I will meet you here when we are completely done. I am excited, and we will taste it, obviously. Actually, if Nate is off in time today, it will be done about when he walks in the door. He can taste it too. It'll be good. It smells so good, and actually Nate is going to be home in probably like 5 minutes, so he will be able to taste test this. I will say the top layer of the pasta does look a little dry, but I ran out of sauce. I'll still eat it, but let's get into this. It's probably been sitting now maybe 10 minutes. It's still super hot too. Looks so good. It smells like amazing in here. It really does. Pan's hot, but not like too hot still. Yeah, look at that. Oh girl. You guys see that? Look at that cheese in there still. I think that's a piece of the ricotta, in fact. Hi,
baby girl.
Come taste test this. You're just in time.
Just in time.
Come give your thoughts. I haven't tried it. How does it smell?
It smells good.
Yeah, did you smell it? Hi.
Smells really good. Hello.
Ready?
Ooh, it cuts well.
That's good.
Cuts well. There's some crispies around the edge.
Give me a good bite. Oh yeah, sorry, he's tall. That's all vegan. That was good, huh?
All right.
All right. right.
What'd you make me for lunch tomorrow?
This.
No. This
No.
is all gone tonight.
I'm gonna eat it all. Look at that cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Do you taste it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, which one do you taste the most? It's really good. I want you to see that up close.
It tastes like a very mild ricotta, but it's still ricotta. Sometimes ricotta has like that like salty, almost brininess. This one's like real smooth.
It's really good, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Well.
Okay.
Okay. She's a keeper.
I'm good.
All right. Well.
I'm hungry too.
Me too. You're gonna have to put it to the test. That's good.
I like that.
I like that. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next time.